Barcelona. Yeah, Barcelona, it really just sort of pulls you in, doesn't it? Those sun-drenched plazas, Gaudí, all that amazing food. And looks like you're feeling that pull, too, with this stack of articles and guides.
So we're going deep. This deep dive is all about Barcelona. But we're going beyond just the typical travel guide stuff. We're trying to really get under the surface of what makes Barcelona different, what makes it tick.
You know, one thing that struck me going through these articles is just how often Barcelona is described as this, well, this energetic, creative hub. But I never really thought about, like, why that is.
It really is fascinating. That energy, that vibe, it's definitely connected to Barcelona being the heart of Catalonia. And this is important. It's not just a city in Spain.
Yeah.
It's like Catalonia has this deep pride in its own distinct language, traditions, its own heritage, really. You have to understand that to get Barcelona.
Okay, so you're saying it's more than just a city. It's almost like a country within a country.
Exactly.
So how does that play out, like on the street? You know, what's the feeling there?
Well, to really understand that, you kind of have to go back in time a bit. Think about the impact of the Spanish Civil War on Barcelona.
Okay.
It was a stronghold for the Republicans, and, during that time, it became this haven for artists, for intellectuals.
Yeah.
It was a time of huge upheaval, right?
Yeah, I mean, I skimmed the parts in the articles about the Civil War, but I never really connected it to the city's artistic energy. You know, it's like you're uncovering this whole other side of Barcelona.
It's true, though. During the war, art became a form of resistance. It was a way to kind of hold on to that Catalan identity. So in a way, that period really planted the seeds for the Barcelona we experience today. The city that embraces new ideas, celebrates what makes it unique, and doesn't shy away from making a statement.
So are you saying that when you walk those streets today, that energy you feel, it's almost like an echo of that history?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And honestly, nowhere is that spirit of, bold creativity more present than in Gaudi's work.
Gaudí. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you've never even set foot in Barcelona, you've seen pictures of Sagrada Família. It's iconic. Those intricate facades, the spires just piercing the sky. And it's crazy. The source material mentioned, it's been under construction since 1882. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, crazy.
And then there's part cool. It's like stepping into a dream, right? All those colorful mosaics, the architecture. Can you imagine climbing that dragon stairway? Those views?
It's amazing. What Gaudi really captured with his architecture was the essence of modernism, this whole movement that was flourishing in Barcelona at the turn of the 20th century.
I've heard of modernism, but to be honest, I kind of lumped it all together with Art Nouveau. Are they the same? Different?
They are related, but it's more nuanced than that.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit.
You see, modernism, it was about more than just aesthetics. It was a statement, a rejection of the old ways, embracing progress, Catalan culture, all of that. And it wasn't just Gaudí. Our source material mentions other architects from that period, too, who made their mark on the city.
Yeah, like who?
Well, there's Domènec i Montaner, who designed the Palau de la Música Catalana. It's stunning. And Puig i Cadafalch with his Casa Amateller. These buildings were like proclamations. They reflected Barcelona's confidence, its love for art, its innovation. It's all connected.
It makes you think, walking through the Gothic Quarter today with those narrow streets, the ancient Roman walls, you're surrounded by centuries of history. But then you turn a corner and there's this plaza bursting with life. Street performers, artists, that vibrant energy. It's a trip.
And that is Barcelona in a nutshell, right? It honors its past, but is always moving forward. You get to the grandeur of the Barcelona Cathedral standing beside cutting-edge contemporary art. That's the beauty of it.
Speaking of that blend of old and new, our source material mentioned La Rambla as a kind of microcosm of the city. What makes that particular street so special?
Okay, imagine this. You step onto La Rambla, and it's just this sensory explosion. The smell of fresh-cut flowers, someone playing flamenco guitar, people talking, laughing. It's a place to see and be seen, to just soak in the energy of Barcelona, all the chaos, all the life.
It sounds incredible.
It really is something else.
All this talk about La Rambla and that street life, it reminded me of something else the articles mentioned, La Mercè Festival.
It's a celebration of Barcelona's patron saint, but it sounds anything but ordinary. Giant figures, human towers, people running through fire. Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah. La Mercè is definitely something special. It happens every September, and it's like the whole city erupts.
Wow.
You've got these enormous figures parading through the streets, representing all kinds of things, mythical creatures, historical figures, and those human towers.
I was wondering about those.
They're called castels. It's incredible. People literally climb on top of each other's shoulders to build these towers. We're talking 9, even 10 levels high sometimes.
10 levels, that's insane. But it's also kind of beautiful, It speaks to that strong sense of community and tradition you get in Barcelona.
100%. It's more than just a spectacle. It's a powerful expression of their shared heritage, their cultural identity.
Speaking of traditions, the source material also mentions something called St. Geordie's Day. A little quieter, I'm guessing, but equally interesting.
You could say that. St. Geordie's Day, or St. George's Day, is like a mix of Valentine's Day and, well, a celebration of literature all rolled into one.
Okay, now you've got my attention.
Just picture it. It's April 23rd, and the streets are overflowing with bookstalls and roses. Everywhere you look, people are exchanging books and flowers with their loved ones. If you're a bookworm, this is your dream come true.
A Valentine's Day for bookworms. I'm in. So we've got the energy of the city center, these incredible festivals, but I'm curious, did our source material say anything about getting out into nature? Escaping the hustle and bustle for a bit.
They did. Barcelona is more than just its urban side, It's got those beautiful beaches and surrounding hills. One spot that stood out to me was Montjuic Hill.
Montjuic, yeah, that name rings a bell. But to be honest, I didn't quite catch what made it so special.
Oh, get ready for some incredible views. It rises right up above the city, giving you these amazing panoramas of Barcelona and the sea. But it's not just a pretty view. Montjuic is a destination in itself.
What do you mean?
Well, for one, there's the 17th century Montjuic Castle. It's got tons of history. Now it's a military museum. And then you've got the Magic Fountain. It's this incredible display of light and music at night. You can't miss it.
So we've got a hilltop fortress, amazing views, and a magic fountain. Sounds magical.
And like so much of Barcelona, Montjuic has layers of history woven right into it. Over the centuries, it's been a fortress, an Olympic site, and now it's a vibrant hub for culture and recreation. It really shows how the city embraces its past while always evolving.
It really makes you wonder about those ancient Roman walls, what they've seen. From Roman times to the Olympics, it's pretty mind-blowing.
It really is, and that's the beauty of a city like Barcelona, isn't it? Uncovering those hidden connections, the layers of history that make it what it is today. It's fascinating.
Thinking about Montjuic and everything up there, it reminded me that we've talked about the historic side of Barcelona, the markets, all that, but what about the beach? The articles mentioned Barceloneta Beach. I bet it's a totally different vibe.
Oh, totally. Imagine, walking along the sand, that warm Mediterranean sun. You can smell the salt air, maybe some paella cooking nearby. It's that classic beach experience, but right there in Barcelona.
It's pretty amazing how a city can offer both. From something as grand as Sagrada Familia to just chilling out on the beach.
That's Barcelona for you. It's got something for everyone, whatever you're looking for.
I have to say, after all this talk about Gaudí, keep going back to his work. We could do a whole other deep dive just on him.
We just scratched the surface. There's so much more. Beyond Sagrada Familia and Park Güell, there's Casa Butlo, this incredible building with a facade that seems to, ripple.
I've seen pictures.
And then there's Casa Milà, which everyone calls La Pedrera, which means the quarry, because it looks like an open mine. Gaudí's work, it's full of these little surprises. It makes you want to look closer, figure it all out.
It's like he wasn't designing buildings. He was designing experiences.
Yeah.
And, after all this, that's how I see Barcelona now. It's not just a place. It's a collection of experiences waiting to be had.
That's it. Whether you're wandering through the Gothic Quarter, checking out Gaudí, or just enjoying some amazing Catalan food, Barcelona really engages all your senses. It's quite a place.
And what's crazy is, even with all this research, all these fascinating details, I still feel like we've just scratched the surface. There's just so much more to uncover. Every little thing, every corner you turn, every meal, every conversation, it's all part of the experience.
That's the beauty of Barcelona. It reveals itself to you slowly. You could go back again and again and always discover something new.
So to everyone listening who's got Barcelona on their mind, here's my takeaway. Don't just come with a list of things to see. Come with an open mind. Come ready for adventure and just let yourself get lost in it all.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Barcelona won't disappoint.